Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have To Catch a Smuggler, Tropical Takedown. This is, of course, a spin-off of the original To Catch a Smuggler series, docu-series, basically, that goes along with usually Customs and U.S. Border Patrol, U.S. Customs and Border Protection groups that basically help take down people who would be smuggling drugs or people or any number of things coming into this country. And the previous one, the original series, if I remember correctly, it's been about 2 years since I watched that episode, that series, at least the first episode. That was all about watching the different airports around the country, because it's one of the most common ways to smuggle things in, possibly even more so than physically coming over the border. This, however, is mostly set on the islands and territories that are part of the United States and are used to smuggle things in, usually on the water, of course, because islands, So each of these episodes are 44 minutes long each, give or take a minute. It's from 2024, and there's 10 episodes so far. I don't know if there's a second season or not, but it's fairly recent. Give it time, maybe. I only watched the first episode, and it gives us an idea of what different agents go through from Puerto Rico, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and a bunch of places in between. And so the cameras follow them around. A lot of it is done in with the the green night vision kind of effect on it. Even if a lot of the people who are doing the work have to wear the night vision, I get the feeling that sometimes some of the footage is given that night vision look, even though it really doesn't need to be. It's shot a lot in the dark. In some cases. And believe it or not, though, while a lot of the focus is on the water, like boat chases and tracking down some people who are boating suspiciously. And sometimes there's at least one case in the first episode where they, zoom in on some people, and it turns out everything's perfectly fine. There's nothing going wrong. They're just boating really fast. But in other cases, you see situations where they're playing a kind of a cat and mouse game with drug smugglers, especially. The first episode is called Cocaine and... What is it? Cocaine and cash. Yeah, that's the main thing that they find. They pull in a couple thousand kilos of cocaine at one point. I hope saying these words doesn't get this video killed, but oh geez, now I just said that. Anyway, there's also cash, just loads and loads of cash. YouTube likes that, so I can't get blocked for the word cash, right? So there's a lot to see in that sense. There's also a part where there's some people right off the U.S. Virgin Islands coast that are in a boat, just barely nailed together, wood nailed together, and just people just overpacking this boat, trying to race to the shore, but they get stopped by this crew. Some of the situations where they've chased some people who are smuggling drugs to the shore, or a dock or everything else, they hit that dock and they run, leaving everything behind. And you never know when, depending on at least one situation in the first episode, it's just a team of two who had followed them to shore. They find the boat, and they find there's cash there, like a lot of it, about $700,000 worth. And it's just them. And I don't think they're fully armed at that point either. And the rest of their crew is on the way. And sometimes when it comes to these docuseries, you never know if the way they edit these things is just, we're making it a little bit more exciting than it really is. Like they cut it together for some dramatic effect. So these things might not happen, but I'm sure they have happened in many cases where certain people chase the bad guys, but then when they search the boat, oh, guess what? There's stuff here, but what if they come back for it, realizing it's only two people? And there's more with guns. And there is a sequence in there where the people watching the boat filled with money and just go, oh, look, a car with headlights is coming to the dock. Is it one of ours? Nope. What happens? And you have to watch to find out, of course. But yeah, it's the Caribbean corridor, depending on how you say it. Silly Americans. So yeah, it's if you like these kind of things, these kind of, you know, dramatic music laid over lots of speeding boats, and it's not all in the water either. There's a lot of there's a number of sequences that take place during the day, talking to some of the officers and agents that their part of their job is to track down certain areas that, you know, often it's poor villages where these criminals take advantage of people, usually young people, who want to make enough money to get out of where they are and to be a big deal, and at the risk of their own lives, because what they've got in many cases isn't all that great. But so they have to also, you know, they hunt, they go throughout the villages, try to find evidence of certain things that would lead them to people who do these types of smuggling crimes. So yeah, if you're into this kind of thing, it's a little touchy subject these days, especially when it comes to border patrol and stuff like that. This is not that, to be clear. These people are hunting actual drug smugglers, preventing drug smugglers from getting all sorts of things across the border. This is not about deportation. So, a very separate thing, just in case you're worried about any politics that might come into play in this, because this is, again, filmed probably at the very latest in mid-2024 and released. So let's pick tomorrow's episode. 89. What do we have? 89. Okay. The other day. Was it yesterday? It was yesterday. By the way, happy April Fool's Day. This wasn't very funny, but, you know, sorry. I mentioned that we got a lot of new series added to Disney Plus, but they're mostly foreign. They're mostly Korean. I think they're mostly Korean. This, I think, is one of them. We're going to be watching at least the first episode of Link, Eat, Love, Kill. I could be wrong. It might be. There's also a lot of Latin America, South American dramas, and some from all over the place. But for the most part, I did notice there was a lot of Korean or Pan-Asian type of dramas. And, you know, hey, why not? Some of them are pretty good. At least a few that I've seen. I just haven't finished them, but yeah, especially when there's a lot of episodes. But yeah, you never know what you're going to get with these things. We'll see how this goes when we watch Link, Eat, Love, Kill, the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye.